This boy take your shot. Who with it?
Z, man, you know.
Hey man, today we finna be doing fit check, man. Hey, let these folks know what this is, bro.
It's the 6'3", this whole about 55 racks, you know. Like, shit like that. And I got the slip, you know. Shit, I got on.
How much the forces is, man?
Like 100, you know.
Where you get the pants from, man? How much the pants is, man?
I got these from the 80, about 400 right here.
A few days after this video was filmed, showing 28-year-old Xavier Brandon Clark flaunting his $100,000 lifestyle and showing off his expensive jewelry and luxury vehicles, the aspiring Birmingham rapper known to thousands as Paperchaser Z would be found slumped over in his car, lifeless, riddled with bullets in what authorities believe may have been a calculated execution. Was Paperchaser Z in the wrong place at the wrong time? Or did his ops finally come for their pound of flesh? Let's find out. The night of October 9th, 2025 started like any other evening in Birmingham's Bush Hills neighborhood, a residential area near the historic Legion Field. At exactly 11:25 p.m., Birmingham's advanced ShotSpotter gunfire detection system lit up, registering what officers would later describe as double-digit rounds of gunfire echoing through the neighborhood. This wasn't a single shot. This wasn't 2 or 3 shots. This was a sustained barrage, a relentless assault that shattered the quiet night air and sent residents scrambling for cover. West Precinct officers rushed to the 1100 block of Graymont Avenue West, a busy thoroughfare cutting through this populated residential zone. What they found would become Birmingham's 64th homicide of the year. There, parked in someone's driveway, was Xavier Brandon Clark, unresponsive behind the wheel of his vehicle, his body riddled with bullet holes. The scene was chaotic. Within minutes, word spread through the community. Friends arrived, family members appeared, their anguished cries piercing the night as they learned that Paperchaser Z, husband, father, and aspiring rapper, had been taken from them in the most violent way imaginable. Birmingham Fire and Rescue arrived shortly after the police, but there was nothing they could do. At 12:25 a.m. in the early morning hours of October 10th, Xavier Brandon Clark was officially pronounced dead at the scene. The Jefferson County Coroner's Office would later confirm what everyone already suspected. Multiple gunshot wounds had ended the young man's life. He was just 28 years old, born around 1997, with his whole future ahead of him. Now he was gone, leaving behind a grieving family and a community demanding answers. But who was Xavier Brandon Clark before that fatal night? Who was the man behind the Paperchaser Z persona? To understand that, we need to rewind to just days before his death, because what Clark was doing in those final 48 hours paints a picture of a man who had absolutely no idea his time was running out.
And I'm sitting on 6 figures, man. Yeah, man. Cybertruck, 100,000.
That swagger, that confidence, that was Xavier Brandon Clark living his best life. Or at least that's what he wanted the world to see. Clark was a family man, described by those who knew him as a devoted husband and father, someone who balanced the responsibilities of family life with his burning passion for music.
Yeah, printer, that's a 50. Left pocket of 10, 6.
In Birmingham's underground rap scene, he was carving out a name for himself, dropping tracks that resonated with the street life narratives so prevalent in Alabama's hip-hop culture. His stage name, Paperchaser Z, embodied everything he aspired to be. Someone chasing success, chasing money, chasing the dream that so many young rappers from struggling neighborhoods pursue with relentless determination. Just 2 days before his death, Clark had uploaded a music video to YouTube for his track Jazzy Flow, a song showcasing his lyrical abilities and his understanding of the trap and street rap elements that dominate Southern hip-hop.
Yeah, with the same niggas I broke with, bumpin' thumpin' that west shit. My whole gang, we been lit, licking rich by 4 bricks. I did numbers all through the city, 1, 2, 3, that's that top shit.
The timing of that release would become tragically ironic. Here was a man on the verge of potentially breaking through, actively promoting his music, engaging with his growing fan base, and then suddenly, violently, everything stopped. Community Facebook groups had been highlighting another one of his releases called Run It Up, with Clark promoting himself under the motto, "Chaser or Nothing." His social media presence showed someone hustling, grinding, doing everything necessary to make it in an industry where success stories are rare and failures are common. But beneath the flashy lifestyle, the expensive jewelry, and the luxury vehicles, there was another side to Xavier Brandon Clark's story, one that would come back to haunt him in the most devastating way possible. Exactly 1 year before his murder, on October 15, 2024, Clark's life took a dramatic turn when Birmingham police executed a search warrant that would entangle him in Alabama's dangerous underworld. The bust was significant. Officers discovered over $10,000 in cash, various narcotics including fentanyl and ecstasy, and drug paraphernalia. Clark was immediately arrested and charged with drug trafficking, possession of marijuana, and possession of a controlled substance. These weren't minor charges. These were serious felonies that could have resulted in substantial prison time. Alongside him in that drug bust were 3 other men: Jamel Pippins, Lazarus Howard Williams, and a 21-year-old named Naquan Corday Lawler. Now, if that last name doesn't immediately ring alarm bells, it should, because Naquan Lawler wasn't just some small-time drug dealer getting caught in a routine bust. Lawler was simultaneously facing capital murder charges for the killing of Jamarcus McIntyre on September 22, 2024, a shooting that occurred in Birmingham's Southeast Lake area. But that wasn't all, not even close. Lawler was also charged with attempted murder and capital murder involving 2 or more victims linked to the horrific 5 Point South mass shooting, a tragedy that killed 4 people and injured 17 others. The DA's office was so convinced of Lawler's guilt and the heinousness of his alleged crimes that they were actively seeking the death penalty. And Xavier Brandon Clark had been arrested right alongside him.
Now, to be absolutely clear, Clark's charges were non-violent and strictly drug-focused. There's no evidence suggesting he was involved in any of Lawler's alleged violent crimes. The 2 men appeared to be connected solely through the drug operation that got them both arrested. But in Birmingham's dangerous underworld, where drug networks frequently intersect with violent criminal enterprises, associations can be deadly. Even if you're not pulling the trigger yourself, simply being connected to someone who does can paint a target on your back. The question that investigators are now grappling with, the question that keeps Clark's family up at night, the question that has the entire Birmingham community speculating, was Paperchaser Z's murder a direct result of his association with Naquan Lawler? Was it retaliation for something connected to Lawler's alleged crimes? Or was it something else entirely? A robbery gone wrong? A dispute over drugs or money? Or perhaps even something related to Clark's own dealings in Birmingham's drug trade? The following morning after the shooting, as the sun rose over Birmingham's Bush Hills neighborhood, investigators towed 2 vehicles from the scene for forensic analysis. One was presumably Clark's vehicle, where his body had been discovered. The other vehicle's connection to the crime remains unclear in public reporting, but its removal suggests investigators believed it might contain crucial evidence: shell casings, DNA evidence, fingerprints, or perhaps surveillance footage from dashboard cameras. But despite the advanced technology at their disposal, despite the ShotSpotter system pinpointing the exact location and time of the gunfire, despite having 2 vehicles to examine and what was surely a substantial crime scene to process, Birmingham police have made no arrests in Clark's murder. Birmingham Police Department has issued multiple appeals to the public, urging anyone with information to come forward. But here's where community speculation has run absolutely wild. Social media platforms, particularly Facebook, have exploded with theories about what really happened to Paperchaser Z. Some community posts have framed the shooting as a possible ambush, suggesting Clark was deliberately targeted, pointing to his recent music activity and his visible wealth as potential motivations. After all, the fit check video filmed just days before his death showed Clark flashing significant cash, expensive jewelry, and multiple luxury vehicles. In neighborhoods where poverty is widespread and desperation runs deep, such displays of wealth can make someone a target for robbery. $10,000 for grills, thousands more for jewelry, a $100,000 Cybertruck, a $55,000 Mercedes. Where was all this money coming from? Clark's drug charges suggest at least some of it came from illegal sources, though he also had legitimate income from his music career, however modest it might have been. The intersection of legal and illegal income streams is common in urban music scenes, where rappers often navigate complex financial landscapes that blend street economy with entertainment industry revenue. Others have pointed directly to Clark's arrest alongside Naquan Lawler as the smoking gun, suggesting that someone connected to one of Lawler's alleged victims might have targeted Clark as an associate, or that perhaps someone within the criminal network they were allegedly part of saw Clark as a liability after the arrest.
Get in with you.
Yeah, get in with me, man. Z, man, you know, and I'm the biggest in the city, #1. Ain't nothing in front of me.
Hey, go on, shout yourself out, bro.
Yeah, Paperchaser, man. Paperchaser shit on the freeload world, freedom chasers, man. The biggest that did this shit. Look this shit up.
That confidence, that belief in his own success. Just days later, he would be gone, and the irony is crushing. Clark called himself the biggest in the city, proclaimed that nothing was in front of him, that he was paper chasing his way to the top. But something was in front of him, a violent end that would cut short all his dreams and ambitions. The tragedy of his death is compounded by the timing, by how close he seemed to be to potentially breaking through in the music industry, by the family he left behind, by the unanswered questions that continue to haunt everyone who knew him. To truly understand what happened to Xavier Brandon Clark, we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture of violence in Birmingham, Alabama. The city has earned an unfortunate reputation in recent years, with some reports labeling it a murder capital, a designation that reflects decades of struggle with gun violence, drug trafficking, and gang activity. Birmingham isn't unique in facing these challenges. Many American cities with similar demographic and economic profiles experience comparable rates of violent crime. But that doesn't make the statistics any less sobering or the individual tragedies any less heartbreaking. 2024 was particularly brutal for Birmingham, with the city recording 139 homicides by year-end, representing a record-breaking year of violence that shocked even seasoned observers of the city's crime trends. That number represented parents burying children, children losing parents, communities attending funeral after funeral, and a collective trauma that weighs heavily on everyone who calls Birmingham home. Each of those 139 deaths was someone's son or daughter, brother or sister, friend or neighbor. Each one left behind grieving loved ones and unanswered questions about why violence continues to plague their community. However, 2025 has actually shown improvement, with the city on track for significantly fewer homicides than the previous year. Birmingham Police Chief Michael Pickett has credited new policing strategies, including swift apprehension teams, special enforcement units, and enhanced federal partnerships for the decline.
As Chief Pickett told you, the Birmingham Police Department is locked in. They are extremely aggressive in what they are doing, how they're taking a different approach to policing in our community. We've had a significant increase in technology with the Real-Time Crime Center. But separate from technology, people are stepping up. Just shout out to the community. This proposed budget also includes a significant increase in funding for Crime Stoppers.
Mayor Waldman has also emphasized the importance of community initiatives and federal collaborations in addressing the root causes of violence. These efforts appear to be working, with arrest rates improving to around 75% for chargeable cases, compared to 67% clearance the previous year.
Let me start with some facts. Again, homicides are down. Homicides are down by 40+%, and the clearance rate for this year's homicides, which means an actual arrest has been made, and those who are killing people are not just walking our streets is right at hovering 80%, 79% to be exact. Again, that is kudos, and that's impressive work from BPD.
But statistics, no matter how encouraging, offer cold comfort to families like the Clarks. Xavier's murder remains unsolved, making him one of the cases contributing to the remaining 25% of unsolved homicides. The challenges of solving gun violence cases in high-crime areas are substantial. Witnesses are often reluctant to come forward out of fear of retaliation. Physical evidence can be contaminated or difficult to interpret, and the sheer volume of cases can overwhelm even well-resourced police departments. Birmingham's violence statistics reveal disturbing patterns. The vast majority of homicides involve firearms, with 64 of 71 homicides in 2025 involving shootings. Arguments and drug-related disputes consistently rank among the top motivations. Young black men, particularly those between the ages of 18 and 35, are disproportionately represented among both victims and perpetrators, reflecting broader issues of systemic inequality, lack of economic opportunity, and the devastating impact of the war on drugs on African American communities. Clark's case fits disturbingly well into these patterns. He was a 28-year-old black man with documented involvement in drug trafficking, killed by gunfire in a predominantly black neighborhood. His murder occurred in an area that, while residential, has experienced its share of violence over the years. The Bush Hills neighborhood near Legion Field isn't the worst area of Birmingham by any means, but like many urban neighborhoods across America, it struggles with the intersection of poverty, drugs, and violence that creates conditions where tragedies like Clark's become almost inevitable.
Bro, hey, how much the teeth and shit going for?
Oh, I got receipt on my teeth. These hoes are 10 plus these, about an extra another 2,000, you know, shit like that. 18K.
Hey, man, y'all heard what he said, bro.
Nothing cheap, man.
Nothing cheap. Hey, let these folks know what you sitting on, bro.
These bracelets are dope. Don't forget about that. And I'm sitting on 6 figures, man. Yeah.
But here's what we know for certain. Xavier Brandon Clark is dead. His children will grow up without their father. His wife has lost her husband. His parents have buried their son. The Birmingham Police Department continues to investigate, continues to appeal for public assistance, and continues to work towards solving this case. Whether they'll succeed remains to be seen. Whether justice will ultimately be served for Paperchaser Z is a question only time can answer. What do you think could be the cause of Paperchaser Z's death? Let me know in the comments section. Click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this.